I would like to give you an overview of the assignment and some hints on how to approach it. Here's the scenario. C's Candy is having a Valentine's special. We have a special heart-shaped box of assorted chocolates. You can order the box of chocolates starting at a 1-pound box all the way over to a 10-pound box. So the cost of the box is going to vary based on whether it's 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, etc. Also, since this is a web-only sale, you have to pay for shipping. And the shipping is going to vary based on the pounds of the box. Alright, so we have some conditionals here. First of all, here's our pricing scenario. If you order a box that is either 1 to 5 pounds, it will be $20 per pound. Boxes between 6 and 9 pounds go down to $15 per pound. A 10-pound box is only $10 per pound. So here you have a conditional. So you want to test to see if, well first of all, where are we getting the pounds at? Excuse me. We are generating a random number. That's already given to you. So you will be starting with generating a random number between 1 and 10. So the random number is the number of pounds the user has chosen. So if the random number generated is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 5, then the cost per pound is 20. If the random number is greater than or equal to 6 and less than or equal to 9, the cost per pound is 15. If the random number is 10, the cost per pound is 10. Alright, so the cost of the box is based on the pounds. So let's say that it was a 5-pound box. It would be 5 times 20. So once we determine whether we are going to charge them $20 a pound, $15 a pound, $10 a pound. That's the first thing we want to do. Find out the cost per pound based on the number of pounds. Next, we have to find out the price of the box. So the price of the box will be either $20 times the number of pounds, $15 times the number of pounds, or $10. So we need to have it conditional to tell us whether it's going to be 20, 15, or 10. So that's essentially the cost per pound. After that, we're going to multiply that by the number of pounds, which is coming from our random number, and that's going to be the cost per box. Alright, so the shipping. The shipping is always also based on the number of pounds. But here we have 4 different shipping schemes. So here, if the number of pounds, which is the random number, is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 3, the shipping will be $5. If the number of pounds is greater than or equal to 4 and less than or equal to 7, it will be $10, etc. Alright, so I will give you the file with all of this. Not that you have to have it. You don't have to have it, but it's easy to see, to figure things out. What you want to do, you want to calculate this. So you're going to have a statement saying the number of pounds. And the number of pounds, the number 9, is going to come from the random number. So 9 is coming from a variable. If you want to put pounds next to it, that's fine. That would be a literal. Alright, the cost per box. Here again, the cost per box is based on the number of pounds times either 20, 15, or 10, depending on what they ordered. And here, we want the cost per box is coming out of a variable. And if you want to put the $sign next to it, which as a literal, to make it look nice, you can. Alright, the shipping. The shipping is generated from the scheme. And then we total up the cost of the box plus the shipping equals the total. Alright, so this is another example of calculations. These are a little bit easier calculations. Alright, there's no tricks to the calculations. But, you know, you will be using two different blocks of conditional statements in order to do this. Now, I would like you to write this out to the page using the document object model. All right, now I do have slides for that, and I am going to, there it is. All right, there we go. All right, let me just up this a little bit. So I'm giving you a little cute. All right, now, all of our calculations, all right, here's your random number coming in. And by the way, you want to make sure that you get your alert for that random number coming in so that you can test that you're doing it right. All right, there's my variables are defined up top. Here's my first conditional. All right, notice I have some comments here. Now, in the document, here I have a span with an ID. And this is where the value, the output of the variable is going to be. Rather than putting document.write inside my body and outputting the value of the variable, this is the document object model. We're going to access the ID value of this HTML attribute and the inner HTML property. The inner HTML property is what's between the opening and closing HTML tags. That will take the value of the variable. So in our code, all right, here we have our sorry, no, that's went after. Here we have to wrap our document object reference in window.onload equals function. That's an anonymous function, in order to hide it so that it doesn't reference these until the page loads, because it doesn't know where they are until the page loads. All right, so here we have document.getElementById method. This is the ID of one of our elements, and I use the same variable names as I did for the IDs, and there's not a conflict there. So here's the inner HTML property, and it equals to the variable. And if I want to concatenate pounds after it, I can. There's my semicolon. So here's other inner HTML for my next placeholder, essentially. There's my $sign, and there's my cost box. So what we do, we pretty much are setting up the raw HTML placeholders. This information here is all going to be coming from the value of the variable. And let me get that back up here again. So back in my HTML code here, I have these essentially empty containers, and the value of that variable will ultimately go inside here. All right, and as I said, and let me just refresh this page. So when I refresh, there's my number. The number is 3 being generated. So now the number of pounds is 3. 3 times 20 is 60, right? $20 per pound. All right, shipping, 3 pounds, $5. All right, 60 times 5 equals 65. I hit F5, do it again. Now we have 9. All right, so they ordered a 9 pound, a 9-pound box. There we go. The cost of the box is $1.35, $15 for shipping. The total is $1.50. We'll do it one more time. 1, very easy. 1 pound, $20, $5 for shipping, $25. So you want to have your alerts turned on throughout your conditionals, making sure the condition is returning correctly. And that's it. All right, any questions, let me know. Enjoy. Thanks. And happy Valentine's Day.